Good afternoon.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, it's been all good so far. Hope remains for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. So your Sky profile says Chennai. So how is the weather of Chennai now?
No, I'm in my hometown, Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu.
Okay, you're in Tamil Nadu.
Um, yeah, Chennai is not my native, but I spent most of my years working there.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
So how's the weather
current.
in the place that you're living now?
Sorry, I missed it.
How's the weather?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Actually, cyclone been alerted for the last 2 days, so it's a kind of mixed bag.
Hmm.
Uh, Sun is like kind of here and there, back and forth stuff.
Okay.
But
Oh,
overall, I'm enjoying this weather. It's pretty much like what you have in Bangalore,
oh, that's
like
cool.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
like English weather, all seasons in one day, kind of.
Right. But you like such kind of weather?
It's really tough to manage, but still I like it because here mostly in summer you can't bear the heat. It's pretty
Mm.
much hot and humid. So having had that much humidity, right now I'm feeling kind of feeling good. The weather is
Okay.
good comparatively.
Okay. I think your place sees like extreme weathers, extreme hot and extreme cold.
Yeah, it's kind of two extremes, you can say.
Okay. Okay, so I would like to know a little more about yourself. I know you've been following up from many days. So
Yeah, it's
finally,
been yeah, it's been month of Sundays, I believe.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
But it's okay. It's always worth the wait. Good things take time to happen.
Hmm.
Um, but anyway, I'm kind of a person a little bit impatient to connect with people. So it happens. But I had this habit of following up with client in my office. So that actually, kind of,
You're used to it.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's get dive straight in. So I would like to go with you first. I always prefer ladies first. So
All right. So my name is Shanta and I am from Karnataka. I'm a software engineer by profession, but by passion, I'm a YouTuber. I also used to be a spoken English trainer, but right now I'm just making videos for YouTube. So my channel name is English with Shanta, as you know. I'm a homemaker as well, full-time homemaker. I do only YouTube, only part-time. So my hobbies include talking to people, watching movies. I love listening to music, and what else? That's it. I like reading sometimes here and there, but online, no physical books. So that's pretty much about me.
so you are kind of easy going. Don't make it complicated. Just go with the flow type of,
Yeah, you can say that.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's great to know. I watched a few of your videos in the past as well. It was so nice because I found it very impressive in one way that you don't take things kind of putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
So then I realized that you're pretty much a easygoing stuff.
Yeah.
That's good to be like that. Being a homemaker, that's more important. Patience is the key.
Yes. Totally agree.
Yes. Yeah, I want to put it like a long story short. Right? I'm from Tamil Nadu, southern state of India. On the professional front, I have more than 15 years of experience into investment banking, back-end operations. I worked in different corporates in multiple cities like Chennai, Bangalore, Jaipur. So it's good to be back here in hometown after COVID, enjoying a home food, which cannot compromise with everything.
Yeah.
So on the personal front, I'm more of a fun-loving person. Like most of our partners, I do like reading a lot. I read almost 3 hours a day.
Oh.
Um, I'm an avid reader. I'm more like to connect with the people from different parts of the world. and I like listening to melody music, mostly in the morning. And I always ensure that there's never a dull moment when I'm around with people. I like pulling leg. I mean, just for the fun factor. And more importantly, I always engage myself in helping my mom as much as I can because I lost my dad a couple of years back. It's a different thing. So that's more about me. It's pretty much just I'm enjoying these conversations. It's really make me feel, almost getting me back to my old days. It's really great to be back.
Yeah, yeah. So what are you reading currently?
Right now, I'm mostly reading books on leadership and management and primarily focusing on life lessons. I like these monk stories, even
Okay.
though they're too short, but it's pretty much. Have you heard of the Tamil? In Tamil, they call it Tirukural, only a couplet. It's
Mm.
only 2 lines. The Tirukural is pretty much like what to say. It's an idiom kind of thing.
Yeah, I
You will
get it.
not find. You will not. Yeah, they call it Tirukural.
Okay,
But even though it is only kind of 2 lines, but it will have thousands meanings.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, I
so
do
I
have.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I compare that to the monk stories. They are actually quite a lot you can learn from those stories. Even you
Mm.
can create 100 contents from those stories.
Mm.
So I prefer reading mostly on listening to those stories, right, pretty much.
Okay. It also, like when you read small quotes or lines like this, it totally depends on your condition, which phase of life you are, what emotions you're going through. And according to that, you perceive it in different ways at different phases of your life. I think that perceive it in different ways depending on the phase of life that we are in. So even though the lines are only just 1 or 2 lines, whatever emotions we are going through, we perceive it in different ways at different times. We associate it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that actually matters a lot because it totally depends on the mood swing that you are in.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, like it's okay. You got to see when everything goes in your favor, we get carried away, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with when things are not in your favor, we get bogged down. It's human nature. But at the end of the day, you should be able to take a break, take a breather, give time for yourself. Most of the times, why we actually fail in life for one simple reason. We put too much pressure on ourselves, complicating things, always comparing ourselves with others for no reason.
Yeah.
So all these things may look a little kind of small in nature, but it plays a big, it makes a big difference.
It does.
So what I always suggest people to take time for yourself. Don't do kind of a self-sabotaging. That's not going to help. Right. I totally agree with you. It's perfectly depends on the mood swing. What
Yes.
kind of books you read? I guess you also read a lot, right?
I used to read a lot of novels
Oh,
at a time when the data was not this cheap. So then the
uh-huh.
internet took over, and most of the time I'm on my phone. Physical books have reduced now, but times of like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So when I was like doing only homemaking, I had a 10 years of gap where I was at home only taking care of kids. So at that time, I read a lot of novels, something related to medical field, health and nutrition. I read this kind of stuff, but I'm not into self-help or motivation. I cannot read such books.
All right, it's pretty much visible. It's pretty much visible in your facial expressions.
Okay. I don't complete them. I did invest in a couple of The Monk Sold His Ferrari, that those kind of books. I do have some.
Uh-huh.
But I every time I muster the courage to start reading it, especially because people have been telling it can be life-changing for you, etc. I tried maximum half the book, but I gave it up there.
Okay. So, what actually the habit of reading serves your purpose? What purpose does it serve for you when you read?
It kind of diverts my mind. It's not totally about thinking about your stuff the whole time. I get engrossed in the story that is there in the book, and it kind of diverts from your daily grind. You are busy reading it and you're involved with the characters in the book. That's one of the reasons why I prefer reading novels. So it's a different world altogether. And also, we feel like coming back to the book and knowing what happened next. So I like that.
It's great at least that you have some purpose to read because these days people stop reading just for the sake of recommendations made by other people, not knowing what they want to acquire,
Yeah.
from the book they read. That's the reason they're not able to remember even what they read in the morning.
Mm.
I've seen people forgetting even if you ask them something about what they read in the morning, they would be able to tell what they read in the evening. So that actually nullifies the fact why you really want to get into that book.
Mm. Yes.
So I always ensure that my way of reading is like I'll take a notebook with me.
Hmm.
If I find I always jot down few points, whatever I read, I make
Okay.
sure at least 5 points I always ensure whatever
Mhm.
I read, what I will do, I will not look for the meaning because I always learn my new words only from the context it's been used. So
Mm.
that it's easy for me to use the same word when I come across similar situations in different contexts. It really helps a lot. So what I do with those points which I put down on paper,
Mhm.
I'll just make my own opinion on that. I'll just rephrase it, I write it on my own kind of a story. I would just record it. I would just read it loud and I will record it. I want to see how to make it an even more interesting story. That's what I do with my reading.
Oh my God, that requires a lot of patience, actually.
Absolutely. That's why reading deserves a big part of life. Reading should, if you really want to acquire knowledge, if you're more of a knowledge oriented person, see, you need to have this day and age, we are in a digital era. Content is doing the rounds, right? Every day when you wake up, you get some content of no, like from nowhere. It cannot you cannot get all the content from out of blue. So you need to acquire knowledge by consuming something useful. So
Mm.
that's where the reading plays a big part, and it has become an integral part of life. That's what I feel. I don't know much about how others go about reading, but to
Mm.
me, reading pretty much like a devotion.
Yes, yes. But I think nowadays many people are into reading just for the sake of learning English. So that will again seem like a task at the end of the day. You have to read because your English will improve. So I think that shouldn't be the first thing. You just enjoy the process. If you really like reading, go for it. It's not just because it's work for you. It shouldn't seem like work reading books.
Okay, what's your take on narrow reading? Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Narrow reading is nothing but reading on specific topic, like you can say area of your interest.
Okay. Okay.
The reason I'm asking this question, it's always better to widen your thought process, read on different subjects, acquire more knowledge on different content, so that you will have a lot of information to share with people, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can like think about articles in the newspapers. So if you're interested in that particular topic, you end up reading it. That's what it
Yeah,
means.
yeah, it's pretty much like when you go to a restaurant, there you will see the menu card, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time you just cannot go and eat what you like all the time. So at times you will try to explore something different. Okay, let me taste this, how it works for the next time. That's how your reading should be. Your content should be in such a way that you never know, because out of blue you will get another topic of your interest.
Yes.
So you just need to keep exploring things. Then only you will kind of acquire more knowledge to explore yourself, and you can easily socialize with people, develop your networking skill as well. That's how
Exactly.
it works.
Till now, I was not into socializing or talking to a lot of people. But nowadays, I have similar kind of opinion. when we learn about different topics, then we are able to know more. You become more knowledgeable when you're reading about different topics.
Yeah.
So,
And and the flip side of narrow reading is that if you, for example, if you have to be in a group to socialize, if you don't know something about what they are talking, you
yeah.
will be a dumb person just listening to what they say. You will not have anything to say, right? Then they will start thinking, okay, is a kind of a person who don't want to be is socially awkward. You will get the tag of socially awkward person. So that won't look the next time it will not no, it will not trigger you to go out to socialize. So a lot of things behind each and everything that we do.
Yeah.
So
But it
that's
also
why the
depends. It depends on the kind of people you socialize with. Not you need to have a knowledgeable group of people that you go and hang out with. In that case,
yeah
you can utilize whatever knowledge you have.
yeah, it's absolutely true because it's really hard to find only out of 100 you will get only 10% of like-minded people. That's a
Agreed.
different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you also like writing a lot? Because even in the comment section, you write elaborately, not only my videos, but other content creators' videos as well. The comments are quite elaborate that you write, very thoughtful. So I think you have a lot
So
of patience and a flair for writing as well.
actually, yeah, writing actually gives you an opportunity to think a lot. Before I pen my each word, I always take a pause before putting it because when you are interacting with the strangers, you need to be a lot more careful because at least when you speak, you can take your words back. But when you put it in writing, it's really hard to convince people to make them understand what you are trying to convey, right? So it's always better think twice before. That's why even when writing email, they do ask you not to put the recipient name first. First, write the subject, read it, reread it. Then finally, you need to. That's the last step you do when you're writing an email to put the recipient name, just to ensure that you're 100% sure with what you're trying to convey and to the right person. So that's the art of writing. I just love writing, but I'm not a kind of a good writer writing big stories and all. My forte is always making my own opinion and putting it in the writing. But that I want to ensure at least it should be in uh, I mean, readable proposition. It should be like I cannot write what just for the sake of writing, right? I always put the recipient in my shoes. What if I have to read something?
So if you would like have a chance that would you categorize yourself as a better writer or a better speaker?
I would like to be see when if you're able to speak well, obviously you should be able to write well as well. It's go hand in hand
Yeah, but
because speak, yeah, that's what I said. Speaking is quite spontaneously you need to do. You will
yeah.
hardly have any time to think and act. But if you put it in the writing, you will have a lot of time to think. So I always wanted to be. I want to answer your question in nutshell. I always wanted to be a good speaker with meaningful words and purpose. More importantly,
Exactly. Yeah, you need to be creative. Either you're a speaker or a writer. But I think people who are quiet and shy introverts, they can be really good writers. They might not be very good speakers.
yeah, that's why we shouldn't look at people just with the tip of an iceberg view. It's not going to work. At times, it will backfire. So always better. It's not advisable to go off guard judging people.
Yeah. And yes. And this is a question I wanted to ask you, your opinion about mind and body connection. Do you believe in it or mind body
Sorry.
connection?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're asking whether I believe in it?
Yeah. What is your opinion or what do you want to say about mind and body connection? Is there a connection between the two?
Yeah, if your body in good shape, obviously it's go hand in hand, in my opinion. As far as my knowledge is concerned, it's go hand in hand. Like when your body is in good shape, your health is in good shape. it'll be easy for you to declutter all the things that are unnecessary from your mind, and your focus will be right on what you do. It does. That's what my understanding on what you asked.
Yeah.
But no, it's a ocean, but I know very little about that. I shared what I know actually.
And what do you do for your physical and mental well-being? What are the steps that you take in as part of your daily routine in order to maintain good physical and mental well-being?
Uh, I'm not trying to put it sympathetically, but I'm a differently able, so I don't do that much of a workouts physically. But again, I do whatever I possibly can, like helping my mom with a lot of physical efforts. But on the mental part, I do a lot. First thing, I wake up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude message to universe, and do some spiritual part. In the evenings also, I diligently, whatever, not with busy schedule, whatever it is, I always ensure that I take both and spend some time for mental peace. I ensure all those things for sure. Without mental peace, you cannot drive anything.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to be strong either way, both mentally and physically. Yeah.
Correct. I go with you, 100% with you.
Yes.
Mind and body, they got to be together.
Right. Did you have any further questions for me?
Yeah. Being a homemaker anyway, I know that, are you doing all these things, I mean, conversations out of passion or something drive you to do intentionally? I mean, instinctively you're doing it, or passion driving you to do it?
It's actually when I started working as a trainer, that is when I started interacting first. So I enjoyed the process. Also, it just started off as a means of using your time constructively to do something productive. So I thought this was also a nice way to start your own YouTube channel. And are you there? Yeah, that's it. That is the reason why I started YouTube first.
Okay, great. So how is it going so far with your passion? It's important, you need a lot of passion. I mean, you need a lot of passions to pursue your passion first, because support system has to be good. So I just want to know how you get all the support from family to do all these things despite all your busy schedule.
I think you need a supportive family for whatever you want to do. And I do have a supportive husband. So when he's on my side, that is okay. I enjoy doing and he's totally supportive. So no challenges as such. But yes, when you have some passion, it seems more like a responsibility rather than work. So when you enjoy doing it, so that is what I'm like enjoying doing what I'm doing. So I don't feel it is hard or difficult.
Yeah, the toughest part is when you're putting your passion across a platform like this. It needs a lot more kind of a care before putting it right, because
Yeah.
people will come up with, there will always be people who just want to jump on you with questions. It's
Yes.
just to make sure that they want you to be in their shoes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
But it also
fantastic.
depends on how to take it. I ignore, and my
Correct.
husband is supportive, so that is enough for me. I tend to ignore other comments or suggestions. So I just do what I like doing.
That's the way to go about it. At the end of the day, you're doing it for your own and your family. That's great as long as you enjoy it.
Like actually, we do a lot for our family, other ways. But there are times when you have to put yourself to the front first, your thoughts, what you want to do. So I thought it was high time for me to do what I like to do. So I'm learning not to care too much.
Yeah, the funny part is when you put your happy moments on social media, no, people tend to think, okay, these set of people live only with happiness. So there's a story behind it that at times we need to show our vulnerabilities on how we deal with our problems. All these things matter, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's
And also,
been
this is a different kind of niche where you just talk about English and you interact with people. So it is nothing wrong or nothing personal. So it was pretty okay for me.
yeah, that's what people need to be mindful of what they're doing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's
Yes.
not just for the sake of connecting with people. It won't make sense. As long as you know the limits, you need to set the boundaries as well. All these things count when you interact with people from different parts of the world. So it's important to be mindful of what you do.
Mhm. Yeah,
So you're doing.
totally.
I don't need to teach you because you've been teaching for years, people. So it's just a matter of sharing my whatever little I know.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we wind up? I think you need to get back to work, right?
Yeah, actually, I need to start one day at 3:30. So
Oh.
I always look at these things, kind of two eyes of my this thing,
Mm.
two eyes. Look at them as this is equally important for me to do what I like. So pretty much okay. Anyway,
Mm.
Shanta, thank you so much for the time you invested being me today. After a month of Sundays, it's almost like once in a blue moon stuff. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we don't, do that. We do this next conversation within a matter of weeks or days, because I want to acquire a lot of knowledge from you, learnings from you. So that should help me. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was lovely talking to you. It was a very free flowing conversation and very less of I ask you questions, you ask me questions because it would seem more like an interview. This was more free flowing and I enjoy these kind of conversations. So thank you so much for connecting and giving me your time. So good luck, all the best. Take care.
Pleasure is mine. I look forward to more of our conversations again. See you soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye,
Bye
Shanta.
bye.